Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to be meal prepping. I'm going to take you through my meal prep. I'm going to show you the entire process on how I prepare everything and kind of give you a breakdown of all the meals that I'm wanting to eat throughout the day. If you watch my last video, I did do a breakdown on my macro ratio and basically the changes that were upcoming, and this is just the part 2 to that initial video with the actual preparation of the food. I got a nice haul from Kroger today. Got everything I needed, but I had to make a couple substitutions. It's not really a big deal though. I'm going to start my prep with cutting up the bananas. What I want to do is slice them in half and then place them without the peel inside a gallon freezer bag. I personally like to get green bananas for this because they tend to ripen in the freezer a little bit. But, you know, get whatever you prefer. I could probably start a compost pile with the amount of peels I have a month. I'm going to do the same thing with the spinach. You should be able to fit a 16-ounce container of baby spinach in a 1-gallon freezer bag. Once you get all the spinach to fit in the bag, smash it down and seal it a little bit without the air. Just push that out. This will help save space. I recommend doing this with the bananas too. And laying them down flat as possible in the freezer. That'll help them. That'll help with avoiding them clumping together when they freeze. Right now, I'm just in the process of getting everything prepared to cook. So I just divvied out, or just opened up all of my 1 pound, 93% lean beef packets. So I got 9 pounds currently inside of this bowl. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to put it inside the fridge. And then from there, I'm going to move on to the chicken, which is honestly going to be the most time consuming just because I like to cut them up, or at least cut them up into smaller bits just so they're easier to cook and I can spread them out on my grill. So yeah, I'll see you out in the garage once I get everything prepared. All right, so I'm in the garage. I got my grill out here prepared with some extra virgin olive oil. Got my seasonings right there. Got my tools for the grill. And then I got my meat up here. I got all the chicken cut up. Chicken's right here. And then I got my lean beef right there. Breakdown of the meat. I usually get 4 packs of chicken breast from Kroger. They range anywhere from like $13 to like $18. I think the most expensive one I got today was $18. Cheapest one was probably like 14, maybe 13. I try to go in between that price range for all of them, just so I know, you know, I'm getting a certain amount. I try to go $4.15 at the very least, but since I had an $18 one, I went for a little bit cheaper one. And then I got 9 packs of 93% lean beef. Normally, I try to go for grass-fed beef, like Kroger's where I shop most of the time. Typically, I'll get like a 3-pack of grass-fed beef. It's 3 1-pound packs. It's like within a 3-pack. Unfortunately, though, the store didn't have them today, so I had to go with the individual packs. Downside to that is they actually charge more for the individual packs, which you would think grass-fed beef, organic grass-fed beef, would actually be more expensive, which, I mean, they're $20 a pack for a 3-pack, so it's 3 pounds for $20. But the breakdown for the Kroger beef is actually like $8 a pound. So, and that's, you know, that's with tax, but if you have the Kroger member, it comes down a little bit. So it's a little bit more expensive, you know, maybe like a couple dollars. I can't remember what the actual breakdown is. I don't have the receipt on me right now, but it's always better to get the grass-fed anyways. I try to. But if they don't have it, they don't have it, and you got to accept what you can get. Also, pro tip, if you're trying to grill especially with propane, always have a vent. I got that door open right now for safety, just so I can have oxygen coming in, because you really don't want that to be closed when you have an open flame, because it's just going to pull all the oxygen out, and if you don't have enough ventilation in, it can kill you. It's 8:30 at night. It's dark out. I don't have any lights outside of the house that will allow me to see when I'm cooking. It's really cold outside. It's currently 32 degrees. I'm in southern Ohio, and I'm in shorts and sandals. I really don't want to be out in the cold, so I'm okay with this. I know what to look for when it comes to safety. But yeah, I'm gonna season my grill up, put some olive oil on it, wipe it down, and then I'm gonna get to cooking. So I got the grill oiled up. It's cleaned, oiled up. It's ready to go. I'm about to start cooking the chicken first, because I kind of want to use the grease from the beef to try to clean up whatever is left over from the chicken. All right, I got the chicken on there, got it spread out. I'm gonna put another set of gloves on before I start cleaning up. I just took it off so I can grab the camera. Basically, I'm gonna leave this on here. I'm gonna cover it up, leave it on here. Once everything turns white, like the way it's kind of turning right here, once everything on the top kind of turns white, I'm gonna flip everything over, and then it's gonna be, I think I just touched that one. It's gonna be about, I think, 12 minutes, 8 to 12 minutes. Until it's fully cooked at the temperature that I have it at right now. When dealing with chicken, I recommend always wear gloves, and always clean up with some like disinfectant or like bacterial and virus killing wipes, because you don't want salmonella. That shit sucks. Which, I mean, I feel like it's kind of like basic information. Most of you probably know that, but for those of you that don't, definitely always keep cleaned up after messing with chicken. We're gonna wait for the chicken to get done. I'm going to kind of get the other bowl of chicken prepped and ready to go. I'm gonna get my containers that I'm actually storing the cooked chicken in ready to go, kind of on the sidelines, and yeah. All right, the chicken's ready for some seasoning. The only thing I put, Mrs. Dash, salt free. I don't like to salt my meat, and the reason being for that is because I don't want a huge sodium content with my meal. I want to be able to add that in. And if you salt your meat, you don't really know how it's being divided up between the entire amount. So I like to stay in control of it. I like to be able to know if I've had a bunch of salt and sodium. Another thing on top of that too is if I'm taking some like electrolyte mix or something like that, I want to be able to not have to worry about, am I getting too much sodium at this point because I have salt on everything. So I mean, even when I eat my food, like my rice, when I'm actually cooking my meal prep throughout the day, I won't even salt my rice, just in case, you know, I want to take like an electrolyte drink, or, you know, if I want like a Coke Zero or something like that, because Coke Zero or any sugar-free pop is going to have some sodium in it. So I just like having the option to have something else if I really want to. Plus sodium is going to be in other things too that I'm having throughout the day. So if I can avoid having it like in my meat or something, I can choose to have it later, I'm okay with that. This batch is almost done. I'll move this around a little bit more, but let it cook through a little bit more too, because I'm only cooking. So here's my gauges. Like right now my middle is at 350, but my ends, they're a little bit less than 350. They're actually just not staying consistent up at 350. And if you're cooking chicken at 350 degrees, you're going to cook it for about 17 to 20 minutes from start to finish. So yeah, I'll probably cook it a little bit more, probably about 20 minutes, just because the ends of my griddle are showing that they're at a lower degree. But yeah, I just want to make sure that my chicken's thoroughly cooked. I don't want to take any chances. But you don't want to cook it too much, because then that's when it's going to be tough when you reheat it, and it's just going to be nasty. So you got to really kind of play with it and find a good happy medium to where it's cooked and it's not overcooked. Wow. Don't have to clean it off entirely. I personally like to do that though, just so I don't have that way it's not harder to clean later. I just try to keep it clean as much as I possibly can. So right now I have an excess amount of oil. I'm trying to let the griddle kind of soak up as much as it can, and then I'm going to scrape the rest of the residue off. I don't know if you can see the chunks and the gunk still. Here's, I'll try to get close up. Here's an example right there. So I'm going to let the oil kind of soak in a little bit. Not too long, because I don't want to waste too much time, but just enough to where I can kind of get the rest of it off fairly easy, and then kind of wipe it down before I start my next batch. It's a lot longer to clean than it usually does. This stuff just it was sticky, man. Really sticky on there. I got my last layer of olive oil in here. Basically just kind of smoothing it out. And then I'm going to put my last batch of chicken. Just plop it all in there. Spread it around. Move away. Go ahead and close this. Got myself a wipe. Wipe the hands off. Wipe the surface and then I bowl them. Wipe this handle because I touched it after removing that glove. And wipe my hand again. Make sure you get on my fingertips. Alright, I just got the last batch of chicken finished and boxed up. Moving on to the beef. Got it right there. I'm gonna throw it on there, cook it up. I'm just gonna ground it. I'm not doing like patties or anything like that, because all I want to be doing is measuring it out, putting it in Tupperware, mixing with some rice, and adding some broth. So it's nothing too fancy with that. So I'm just gonna throw it on here, cut it up, and then once it's done, just putting it into a container. So slapping it on there. Cover that. Let that cook for a little bit, and check it out in a few minutes. Oh, so with meal prepping and trying to be at a deficit, I didn't think I could actually drink pop anymore. And I mean, Pepsi's not my first choice. I think it's disgusting, to be honest. But my wife's birthday was over the weekend, and we got her family came over and we got some like drinks and stuff. I was just like, man, I already know everybody's not going to drink all of this pop. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get sugar-free for everything. So if I have temptations, I don't have to worry about it because there's literally 0 calories. So I was like, you know, I should probably drink a couple Pepsis if I'm going to do it. You know, and lay off the Coke for a little bit, because honestly, when it comes to drinks, Coca-Cola, man, not sponsored, but I can slam some Cokes. Let's just say that. But pan is out. I already took the chicken inside. I'm gonna take the beef inside now. All right, I'm in my kitchen. I got I washed my rice. Got it divvied up right here, just letting it soak. I still got another 10 minutes of soaking, and then I'm gonna start cooking them. I got my scale out, got my bone broth ready. I got 28 pieces of Tupperware out, 14 a piece. So that's one for every day for the next 2 weeks. So this will be chicken, this will be the beef, and then I got the beef and then the chicken right here. I'm gonna weigh everything out instead of just divvying up or dividing it by cups. I definitely want to weigh everything out, make sure everything is completely accurate. That way I know exactly how much is going in my body. Because I mean, if I was just going by cups, you know, it could vary. You know, there could be like ideally more, you know, beef or something inside a serving, just because it could be more ground up compared to other meals. It is a lot of time. It's you know, you're spending the whole day. You're going grocery shopping. You're planning going grocery shopping, getting everything that you need, pay for it, bring it here, dividing it up. I mean, it takes the full day, or you know, 2/3 of the day, depending on what time you started, when you went in the store, how busy it was, and all that. But or how long, you know, how much you dice up your chicken, you know, how much time do you spend cutting up your chicken and preparing it. Personally, I like it being like diced really small, just so it's easier to cook. But you know, that's just my own preference. So it also depends on what you're using to cook. You know, I'm lucky enough to have that griddle the grill out there to be able to cook it all fairly quickly. But when I tried doing this on stovetop or on my smaller griddle, you know, on my countertop, I mean, it took so long to do all this. So I honestly I bought that griddle mainly just for this, just for when it came to meal prepping, because it would make it so much easier. You know, I mean, you don't have to have it, but you know, I do recommend just to make this stuff easier. So because I mean, if the harder it is, the less likely you're going to want to do it. But I can tell you that the amount of money that you save doing this, I mean, for the next 2 weeks, I spent $218 getting all this stuff at the store. It's $218. That's not including the rice, because I already had the rice, but that's $218 for the next 2 weeks just for myself to eat. Versus if I was eating out, you know, I could easily spend half that. Easily spend half that for an entire day of eating. That's ridiculous. You know, this is saving money in the long run. I mean, it's funny because people say that it costs more to eat healthy. It doesn't. It doesn't. You just make it too complicated. You know, don't look at food as a luxury. Look at it as a fuel source. You know, and honestly, I'm getting luxury within this new meal prep. I'm going to be getting some yogurt. I'm going to be getting some fruit. I'm eating a whole bunch of fruit. I'm going to be eating some really good food, and I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really excited. I'm getting a smoothie every day. You know, every day, first thing in the morning, I'm getting a smoothie and chicken and rice. Are you kidding me? This sounds so delicious. So good. So good. And ridiculous. I mean, the hardest thing to eat is probably going to be the chicken and the rice in the morning, but because it's, you know, it's me breaking my fast with that, it's going to be cake. I really can't wait to see how this goes. But yeah, I'm going to start dividing this up. I'm going to start weighing it out, and here soon I'm going to be starting the rice. So yeah, I'm going to take you along with me. I'm going to show you a little bit of clips of what I'm doing. I'm not going to go, you know, too in depth and have you watch me divide this stuff up, but yeah, just to give you an idea of what I'm doing in case you want to do it yourself and want to replicate it. All right, so my timer's done for the rice. I want to get a soft boil going. Once I get a soft boil going on the rice, I'm going to basically I'm going to cover the rice. I'm going to drop it down to kind of like a simmer, and then I'm going to let it do its thing for 20 minutes. And I will time that. You want to make sure the lid is on there, and you don't want to leave a gap, because you want that steam to collect at the top, the heat to collect at the top. So when the rice is actually, the water is going down and the rice is at the top, you want that steam to actually kind of cook that rice as well. I got my cheat sheet here. I want 280 grams of chicken for each serving. And it's going to be 6 ounces of 93% lean beef in those servings. Each serving is going to get 158 grams of rice, which is basically a cup, but I am going to measure that out to make sure I get the right amount in there. So yeah, let's go ahead and start adding 280 grams of chicken and all 14 of these Tupperware, and then we're going to move to the beef on that. And I'm really interested to see if I have any left over. If I do, I'm going to make another meal prep. There's no problem with that. I don't mind having extra, because that just makes sure that I have some later for the days, you know, in case something happens, if I don't have the money to meal prep again, or if I need to like wait a couple days if something happens like an emergency, I'm going to have that fallback. I'm going to have the extra food to be able to eat until I can get that done. But anyways, I'm teared out on here, so 280 grams of chicken on these. So start adding. Yeah, 280. So yeah, I want to do that for the next 13, and yeah, I just want to make sure I'm putting the lids on there so the chicken's not drying out. Really don't want dry chicken, which is, I gotta watch out for this and try to make sure I get this done quick. Well, I'm done. I ended up getting 5 extra meals on that. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I got 5 extra meals that I can just have in there. You know, if I have somebody come over and they need something to eat, they haven't ate yet or something like that, or if my son, my son, he actually loves these meals too. So I could probably divide these in half. Actually, more than that. He's only 4 years old, almost 4. I can really divide these up, and he'll eat off them too. And I mean, that's no sweat off my back. So I got the I got the rice simmering right now. It's got about 14 minutes left. So I'm going to take the time to divide up the beef, see where I'm at on that. Who knows? I might end up having more beef than what I need to. I might have some extra on that as well. I'm going to start dividing that up. I'm going to try to get it done before the rice finishes up. So yeah, there we go. And I need 6 ounces of ground beef. All right, I got the beef divided up. I ended up having 4 extra containers of those. So I'm down 1 compared to the chicken, but I'm not mad about that. I got the rice cooked up. Both pans are right here. I really hope I have enough rice for the extra 9 meals. There's a good chance I'm not going to, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm just going to start dividing it out. I'm going to put a cup or 100, the exact amount is 158 grams of rice for every container. Well, all right. Apparently a half cup can get you 158 grams. And here I was eating a full cup of rice. It's kind of crazy. See, I mean, this is just a testament to, like, actually weighing things out. I was putting a full cup of rice in my meal prep. A full cup, thinking it was 158 grams. I calculated it as 158 grams of rice, a full cup, and I'm using a half cup right now, and I just got 160 grams on a half cup. I didn't fill it up the first scoop. I think a full half cup I could probably get 180 to 190 grams. That's just that's crazy. Wow. Well, I finished the meal prep. 4 of the chickens, the extra chickens, I didn't have enough rice for. I could always add some more rice down the road to those, so I'm not really worried about it. I went ahead and put the extra rice in my my extra beef ones though, just because that the meal itself actually called for it, because I was adding some bone broth in with it. So I wanted to make sure that I actually targeted those first before I did the extra chickens. I think the follow-up video to this one will probably be a day of eating. Just doing another breakdown of everything that I'm consuming. Just so, I guess so you could see it for yourself, really, and just see if it's easy for me to eat, just to kind of get an idea of, is it easy? How do I feel throughout the day? Do I feel satiated? Do I have any cravings? Anything like that. But yeah, for the most part, I'm really happy. Probably not going to be happy in the morning once my wife sees how much dishes I have to do, and I'm leaving in the kitchen. Just because it's so late, I'm not going to be able to do the dishes tonight. So I might get an earful in the morning. But I'll get them done. But yeah, I'm going to start my first day tomorrow with the meal prep. So we'll see how it goes. If you like this video, if you learned something, you know, hit that thumbs up. If you want to follow my journey, you know, subscribe. And you know, if you have any questions, if you have any you know, critiques, you know, drop a comment down there. You know, I'm always open to positive criticism. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Hope you learned something. And thanks for watching. Have a good day, everyone.
No, I don't wanna stay the same, yeah. So I keep pushing through the pain, yeah. That's the only way to make a change, yeah. So I fight every day and train, yeah. It'll all be worth it. One day it'll all be worth it.